theater talk.
I would say in your letter, your letter bothered me. The sign for bother, but she has to say disturb.
And I asked her, because she sometimes mouths, and she'll go, your letter bothered me. And I'm like, could you please say disturbed when you sign it? Because I'm following you.
Cameron's absolutely right.
And it's impossible.
Because I have to try to keep my mouth shut so that I don't want to throw her off.
Theater Talk is made possible in part by the CUNY TV Foundation.
Work and their albums prior to that, so I was really excited to see them approach this play. And coincidentally, I had done a few plays as an actor with Deaf West Theater, which is an incredible company based in Los Angeles, founded by Ed Waterstreet. I did their production of Big River on Broadway at the Roundabout. And cut to 10 years later, I was living in LA. I just started a theater company in Los Angeles, and the artistic director, DJ Kurz of Deaf West, approached me and said, is there anything you would like to direct for us, given my
children's point of views of the adults, and the adults are oppressive and strict, and it's their understanding of how the parents have done them wrong. Including sign language into what we have to say and do, it requires your full attention of your body, of your emotional capacity. Signs don't really exist without facial expression and without the emotion behind it. It has added another dimension and also has made the adult figures not so evil in my book,
and see the hands move. It comes across much more vividly. And I mean, deaf or American Sign Language. American Sign Language, people find it fascinating because it's using your hands, being able to express yourself with your face, expressing yourself with your body. But you also have to incorporate the knowledge of deaf culture, and that's what this has done so well. It really is one of the biggest reasons why I'm in this show, in this production, to be able to use my culture, to express my culture, while at the same time telling a wonderful story that's in Spring Awakening.
And the addition of sign language adds so much humor, which is something you don't expect. It's a dark play about dark matters, but it's hilarious throughout.
I'm completely deaf. I'm profoundly deaf without my hearing aids, which is why I sleep so well, because I take them off at night.
Believe me, she can hear, because she can tell me when I've spoken ahead of her, which she did last night. You spoke ahead of me.
Which she did 2 nights ago.
You two are often playing the same part.
I'm signing, and then I went, uh-oh. I try not to pay attention to it because I'm trying to be in my role, but at the same time, and do my job as the actor, as Fanny Gabor, whom I play, to the best of my ability, Mike Lord. Deaf actors have the advantage of being able to use their hands so that they become much more visual on stage. I mean, as it would be for anybody, we act just like hearing people do. I mean, wouldn't you agree? We're just like other actors who are hearing.
Absolutely.
But people think, oh, well, you sign, okay, you're acting, I guess, because you're using your hands, and we do what other actors do who are hearing. Whatever kind of actor you are, we do the same thing.
Since you are often playing the same character, did you have to work together to develop a unified way of presenting?
Always try to improve it. Almost every night we'll go, let's do the letter. Let's do the letter.
You would do me wrong, Herr Stiefel, to read into my refusal any lack of affection. On the contrary, as Melchior's mother, I truly believe it my duty to curb this momentary loss.
A lot of times, if I say to Cameron, I prefer how I want my particular character to sound, because I use my hands to make sounds for people who read sign language, if you want to put it in that way. For Cameron, sometimes I'll speak it with her, just to her, so that I can give her an idea of how I would like it to sound. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And then on another note, what you were asking me about my knowledge of sign language and acting it, and does it change anything? It's complicated because I know sign language. I know what I'm signing. For me, that's what this sign means. Doesn't matter, but my words are in any case. I assure you, and her signs are, it doesn't matter, I promise.
I would say in your letter, your letter bothered me, the sign for bother, but she has to say disturb.
And I asked her, because she sometimes mouths, and she'll go, your letter bothered me. And I'm like, could you please say disturbed when you sign it, because I'm following you.
Cameron's absolutely right.
And it's impossible.
Because I have to try to keep my mouth shut so that I don't want to throw her off. people in the audience are sitting there trying to read my lips. What is she really saying? Or they're just not matching what camera is saying.
What I want to say, and you can even speak to this because you saw it, as a hearing person who knew nothing about sign language, doesn't it feel like you get double of a character?
I actually conceive ourselves as one character together, but naturally we have different sides to each other because he's the speaking voice and the signing acting voice. But no, he is really part of me in one, and we work together in terms of energy. Whatever I do in terms of expressing myself, he follows along with the music, and we're essentially together as one.
I agree with that, and any differences that come along, I think, come naturally and from the character's arc, right? So there's, the path that he's down.
Yeah, it's interesting, and it still happens today. There are a lot of deaf people who don't have that opportunity to express themselves, and it still happens. It still does.
I was thinking when you were talking about how perfectly the show supported this new than other work you've done.
Yeah, for me it has. It's been extremely complex being in this show for sure, because I'm deaf, and I don't hear music. I can feel vibrations at times, but I focus completely on my character, and I tell the story, and I don't use vibrations as a means to develop the character. But it's been great that Michael and Spencer Liff have worked together in making this. I feel, being that this is my first experience, it's really worked, and it's just amazing and cool, and I absolutely love it. And now I have this sort of set of experiences in my head. Now I could go on and do it another time, because I've had this experience of this play.
This is the second musical I'm aware of that's been done on Broadway with a with a cast that has some.
I got involved kind of by a stroke of magic, or a deaf person who's just going about without, if someone's not willing to sign with them or something like that. So that was step one. But then step two was Daniel was so helpful with me, and he would whip out his phone and would text me and just show me things. And then, that led to us sitting down with a script, and every single line, he showed me every single line that had already been translated. And then I had to learn, okay, if I see him do this, that means again. And, that may not necessarily mean that I'm saying the word again, but I have to know that I have to be on this line at that point to make it make sense. And the two of us, it's kind of, I don't want to jinx anything, but what we have been able,
Luckily, an incredible set of interpreters with us throughout the entire process, Jack being one of them.
Well, unfortunately, we're just so out of time, but I want to